Hey everybody, welcome to my stamping studio today. This afternoon I'm going to show you how to make this pinwheel embellishment here with designer series paper. And I'm also going to show you how to put together a Build-A-Brad. I don't know if any of you have tried those. That's a fun project, product that Stampin' Up! Carries, and I will show you how to put one of those together. So let's get started. The first thing I did was I decided what designer series paper I was going to use, and I'm using today the Springtime Vintage in the Occasions Mini. That's available through April 31st, 2011. And I picked out my pattern and I punched out using the 1 1/4 inch Stampin' Up! Square punch. And we need 8 squares total. Okay. The second thing we needed is 2 pieces of cardstock at 2.5 inches each. I used Very Vanilla because I designed my card using Very Vanilla. You want to adhere these 2 pieces of cardstock in this manner to create your pinwheel shape. Next, you want to start adhering your squares, and you're going to alternate sides of the 2-sided paper. You're going to adhere your squares, 1 to each of the points. I placed them at about 1/8 of an inch in from the Very Vanilla, so it's hard to see with this color that there is a border going around, but maybe you'll be able to see it with this darker side of the paper, that you can see that there is, there you go, that there is 1/8 of an inch of Very Vanilla that shows through. You want to continue to layer your squares on top, only applying adhesive to the corner that's being adhered to the point. You want to leave these flaps open, and I'll show you why. You want to continue going around with all your squares until you are ready to insert your last square to the last point. I want to show you this one because it's a little bit trickier. This is the first square you applied, and this is the last square you just applied. So now you want to insert this one before I put adhesive in. I'm going to show you. And this is why you don't want to put too much adhesive on your points, because you want to manipulate this piece in under your first and over your last, okay, to just fit the pattern that you have. Now if you've applied too much adhesive to your point, you can pull that away a little bit so that you can just scooch that square in. So like all the others, you're going to apply adhesive to the back corner, and you're going to take that and you're going to slide it right in after you've made any adjustments to the first square that you needed to make. And you end up with a finished embellishment. It may feel a little thick here in the center. That's okay. For my card, I inserted the Build-A-Brad. I can quickly show you how to put one of those together. Out of the same designer series paper, I used our small circle punch, and I picked a flower and punched that out. You can use a glue dot or your adhesive. In the Build-A-Brad case, you get like 24 of the brads and 24 of these clear acrylic they have adhesive on the back, so they're self-adhesive. To create your Build-A-Brad, you want to take your brad with the adhesive on the back of your punched out circle and adhere it to the center. Then you want to take one of these clear, they almost look like a big glue dot, clear circles, and you want to lay it right over your punched out or stamped and punched out image. And I chose to do the big flower for my project. And like I said, they come 24 in a pack in this nice little tin, and they are a fun embellishment to add. Now, to insert it, I don't have a long enough punch to go over that. So what I did was I took our mat and our paper piercer, and I just pierced a hole down the center of my embellishment and kind of pulled it off there and just wiggled it a little. Because these brads, the little stems on them are thick, so you want to make sure that you don't have to do too much to insert that into your embellishment. And it's as simple as that. Your pinwheel embellishment is finished. So as quick as that, you have a really cute embellishment for your card, and I've already put the rest of this card together. What I did to adhere this, I just layered it onto Very Vanilla cardstock for my base. I ran a piece of Very Vanilla through the Big Shot with an embossing folder, and then ran ribbon around and adhered the ribbon all the way around the card and tied it in a knot. One little trick I do is underneath my bows, to just hold them in place, I will put sometimes a little glue dot right underneath the knot of the bow, and that just secures my bow in a place on the card so it doesn't move around. And then I adhered this embellishment that I just created with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I just really needed 4, and then I decided to put 1 in the center right over my brad. You see that I've opened up in the back there. Then you want to pull off your pieces, and it's such a sweet embellishment to put on cards, and it also works great with scrapbook pages because it's flat enough to fit in an album. And you adhere it, and there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll give this pinwheel a try.